Stop scrolling right now. You're about to discover something that real estate agents pray you'll never find out. Something that could save you from making the biggest financial mistake of your life, or help you make the smartest investment decision you'll ever make. While everyone's been running away from Florida real estate, 12 cities have quietly turned into gold mines. I'm not talking about Miami or Naples, or the places your broker is pushing you to buy. I'm talking about hidden gems where your $300,000 today could become $600,000 tomorrow, where smart money is moving while everyone else is panicking. Welcome to the countdown of the top 12 best cities to buy a home in Florida for 2025. Let's kick things off with a city that's having an identity crisis, but somehow it's still winning. Tampa, the city that couldn't decide if it wanted to be New York or Miami, so it became something better. Median home price, $390,000. Job growth, 3.5% annually. Home appreciation, 97% from 2017 to 2023. Economy, tech, finance, healthcare. Wait, did you catch that? 97% appreciation in 6 years. That's not a typo or a mistake. That's Tampa quietly becoming one of the most profitable real estate markets in America. Here's what the headlines won't tell you. Tampa is the anti-Miami. All the urban sophistication, half the pretentiousness, and a fraction of the insurance nightmares. You get world-class restaurants, professional sports teams, and a thriving downtown. The job market, it's absolutely on fire. Tech companies are fleeing California's tax hell and landing in Tampa like it's the promised land. Finance firms are setting up shop faster than coffee shops in Seattle. Healthcare is booming because, let's face it, half of America is retiring to Florida. But here's the Tampa secret sauce. Inventory is growing 27% year over year. Translation, buyers have choices. Bidding wars are becoming extinct, and you can actually negotiate instead of throwing cash at sellers, like you're at a strip club. Tampa is the city that figured out how to grow without losing its soul. But if you think Tampa is impressive, wait until you see what St. Petersburg has been hiding. 11. St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg, the city that went from punchline to powerhouse faster than you can say your name. Median home price, $380,000. Annual appreciation, 5%. Quality of life ranking, top 10 nationally. Flood risk, lower than coastal peers. Remember when St. Pete was where people went to? Well, let's just say it wasn't exactly the cultural capital of Florida. Those days are dead and buried. What we have now is urban revitalization that would make Detroit jealous. The art scene exploded, the waterfront transformed into something you'd see in Barcelona, and suddenly, everyone from tech bros to retirees is fighting over condos with water views. In St. Pete, $380,000 gets you legitimate urban living with actual culture. Not Disney culture, not tourist culture, real grown-up culture. Museums that don't require mouse ears, restaurants that don't serve everything with a side of fries, and nightlife that doesn't end at 9 p.m. The rental market is absolutely bonkers in the best possible way. Investment properties are getting snatched up fast because everyone wants to live here, but not everyone can afford to buy. And unlike its flashier neighbors, St. Pete managed to glow up without pricing out normal humans. It's gentrification done right, which in Florida is about as rare as snow in July. Still, St. Petersburg's transformation looks like child's play compared to what's happening in our next city. 10. Lakeland. Lakeland, sitting pretty between Orlando and Tampa like that friend who's friends with everyone and somehow makes it work. Median home price, $310,000. Annual appreciation, 7%. I-4 corridor location. Climate risk, significantly lower than coastal cities. Hold up, $310,000 in 2025 in Florida? Are we sure this isn't a mobile home park? Nope. We're talking about real houses with real yards in a real city that just happens to be positioned perfectly along the I-4 corridor, Florida's economic superhighway. Additionally, you get to play in Orlando's and Tampa's sandboxes without paying their real estate prices. 30-minute commute to either city, but your mortgage payment is what they spend on parking. The infrastructure investments happening here would make a civil engineer weep with joy. New roads, upgraded utilities, expanded public transit. It's like watching a city get a complete makeover while you own front row seats. And let's talk about that 7% appreciation rate. While coastal cities are playing insurance roulette with climate change, Lakeland is sitting safely inland, watching property values climb steadily. The rental market for investors is absolutely golden. All those people priced out of Orlando and Tampa, they're renting in Lakeland and commuting. It's basic supply and demand is through the roof. But if you think strategic location is impressive, our next city took the college town playbook and rewrote it entirely. 9. Gainesville. Gainesville, home to the University of Florida, where the Gators aren't the only things that are hungry because the real estate market is starving for inventory. Median home price, $290,000. Annual appreciation, 4%. University of Florida anchor. Climate risk, minimal. Student population, 52,000 plus. Wait, what? $290,000 in 2025? That's what people spend on kitchen renovations in Miami. But here's the Gainesville genius. It's recession-proof. Economic downturns come and go. Stock markets crash. Crypto crashes. But college kids, they just keep coming every single year. Like clockwork for the next 50,000 years. The University of Florida isn't going anywhere. It's not getting downsized, outsourced, or moved to a different state. It's an economic anchor that weighs about 52,000 students plus faculty, staff, and all the businesses that feed off that ecosystem. Your investment property in Gainesville doesn't depend on tourism, tech bubbles, or economic cycles. It depends on 18-year-olds making questionable life choices and needing somewhere to live while they do it. And trust me, they're not stopping anytime soon. Plus, the smart money has figured out that faculty and staff need housing too. And unlike students, they actually take care of properties and pay rent on time. The climate risk is practically non-existent. No hurricane surge, no beach erosion, just steady, predictable, profitable real estate in the middle of Florida's most stable economic ecosystem. Gainesville is the investment equivalent of buying stock in death and taxes. It's inevitable, it's profitable, and it's never going out of style. But if you think academic stability is smart, wait until you see what happens when affordability meets explosive growth. 8. Port Street, Lucie. Port St. Lucie, the place where coastal living meets prices that don't require selling a kidney. Median home price, $350,000. Annual appreciation, 6%. Population growth, 5% annually. Proximity to West Palm Beach. 5% population growth annually? That's an invasion. A friendly, property value increasing invasion. Port St. Lucie is what happens when smart people get tired of being broke in expensive cities. It's coastal Florida for people who can do basic math. You get the beaches, the lifestyle, the weather, and the Florida tax advantages, but your mortgage payment doesn't require a trust fund. The infrastructure is exploding to keep up with demand. New shopping centers, new restaurants, new schools, new everything. It's a city that's literally building itself around new residents, which means your property values are going up whether you're trying or not. It's close enough to West Palm Beach to matter, but far enough away to stay affordable. You can work in the big city, play in the big city, but live where your money actually means something. Every month, hundreds of new residents show up looking for places to live. Investors who got in early are printing money like the Federal Reserve. But if rapid growth impresses you, our next city is about to show you what happens when potential meets opportunity. 7. Pompano Beach. Pompano Beach was a city that wasn't winning any beauty contests 5 years ago, but now it's making Fort Lauderdale look overpriced. Median home price, $360,000. Fort Lauderdale comparison, 40% less expensive. Development status, major transformation underway. Beach access, premium. While everyone was fighting over Delray Beach and Boca Raton, smart money was quietly buying up Pompano Beach. The transformation happening here feels like a resurrection. We're talking about a city that looked at its reflection and said, time for a complete makeover, then actually did it. New developments are popping up fast. Waterfront condos, luxury townhomes, and mixed-use projects that look like they were transported from downtown Miami. The rental potential is golden. You're literally on the beach, 20 minutes from Fort Lauderdale, 45 minutes from Miami, but paying prices like you live in Kansas. And here's the best part, the infrastructure improvements have already happened. Better roads, updated utilities, improved public spaces. Pompano Beach is proof that timing beats location when location becomes affordable. But if you think beachfront bargains are impressive, wait until you see what happens when island living meets realistic pricing. 6. North Bay Village. North Bay Village, Biscayne Bay location, Miami lifestyle, and prices that are reasonable. Median home price, $400,000. Miami comparison, 30 to 40% less expensive. Annual appreciation, 6.5%. New zoning, high density development approved. Biscayne Bay access, premium waterfront. North Bay Village is technically an island, but it acts like a neighborhood. It's got Miami's zip code credibility without Miami's mortgage payment insanity. The new zoning laws just changed everything. High-density development is now approved, which means the land you buy today becomes exponentially more valuable tomorrow. It's like buying stock right before a merger announcement. Condo opportunities are everywhere. Waterfront views, marina access, and the kind of lifestyle that makes your friends from Ohio think you won the lottery. But your bank account knows better. You just got smart about geography. The appreciation rate at 6.5% annually is accelerating. Every month, more people discover that North Bay Village exists, and every month there's less inventory available. Plus, let's be honest about the bragging rights. You live on an island in Biscayne Bay, 20 minutes from South Beach. Your address alone is worth the investment. But now that we're down to our top 5, better get your wallets ready, cause you might just end up buying a house, starting with a city that redefines what luxury can cost. Number 5, Coral Gables. Coral Gables. The city that figured out how to be prestigious without being pretentious. Okay, maybe a little pretentious, but in a charming way. Median home price, $535,000. Annual appreciation, 11.5%. School ratings, excellent across the board. Rental demand, affluent families, corporate relocations. Historic designation, Mediterranean revival architecture. 11.5% appreciation in 1 year. That's cryptocurrency without the volatility. This is a place where successful people live when they're done proving how successful they are. The houses are gorgeous, the schools are incredible, and the property values are stable. The rental market is also premium. We're not talking about college kids splitting rent 4 ways. We're talking about corporate executives, international business families, and people who consider $4,000 monthly rent a reasonable expense. The Mediterranean revival architecture is pretty and protected. Historic designation means your neighborhood's character can't be destroyed by some developer who thinks glass boxes are the future. And those school ratings, they're the reason why parents move here specifically, which means demand for family homes isn't going anywhere, ever. The entry cost at $535,000 might seem high, but the appreciation rate means you're buying a money printing machine that happens to have bedrooms. Coral Gables proves that sometimes paying more upfront means making more long term. It's a luxury that pays for itself. But if established elegance appeals to you, our next city shows what happens when culture meets cash flow. 4. Sarasota. Sarasota, cultural capital of Florida, where the arts scene is hotter than the weather and the real estate market is even hotter. Median home price, $450,000. Annual appreciation, 5.2%. Population growth, 12%, 2016 to 2021. Cultural attractions, world class. Rental income potential, premium market. It's where successful people go when they realize that retirement doesn't have to mean giving up civilization. I'm talking about world-class museums, incredible restaurants, professional theater, and beaches that look like screensavers. The rental income potential is absolutely insane. We're talking about a market where people pay premium prices just to vacation here, let alone live here. Investment properties book months in advance, and the rates would make Manhattan landlords jealous. But here's what makes Sarasota special. It's sustainable growth. The city planning is impeccable, the infrastructure keeps up with demand, and the cultural investments ensure that people don't just move here, they stay here. The median home price at $450,000 gets you into a market where appreciation is guaranteed by the fact that supply is limited and demand is growing exponentially. Plus, let's talk about the demographic goldmine. Sarasota attracts retirees with serious money, young professionals with ambitions, and everyone in between who has good taste. Your neighbors aren't just good for property values, they're good for cocktail parties. But if upscale stability impresses you, our next city is about to show you what happens when affordability meets explosive potential. 3. Sunrise. The place that consistently ranks in the top 10 for first-time homebuyers. And now, I'm about to tell you why that's the best news you'll hear all year. Median home price, $340,000. Annual appreciation, 8%. First-time buyer ranking, top 10 nationally. And population growth accelerating. Job market diverse and expanding. When a city consistently attracts first-time buyers, it means the fundamentals are rock solid. Good schools, safe neighborhoods, reasonable prices, and growth potential. The job market diversity is crucial. We're not talking about a one-industry town that collapses when that industry sneezes. Sunrise has tech, healthcare, finance, education, and service industries all growing simultaneously. That 8% appreciation rate is happening while the city remains accessible to normal humans with normal incomes. It's growth without gentrification, appreciation without devastation. The family-friendly factor cannot be overstated. When families choose your city, property values follow like gravity. Families buy houses, not apartments. Families stay long-term, not short-term. Families improve neighborhoods, not destroy them. And here's the Sunrise secret weapon. The competitive market actually works in buyers' favor. Unlike markets where competition means bidding wars, Sunrise competition means sellers have to offer actual value. Houses are well-maintained, fairly priced, and ready for occupancy. But if balanced growth appeals to you, our number 2 city is about to show you what happens when everything goes right at once. Number 2, Palm Bay. Palm Bay. The city that topped every best for first-time buyers list, then decided to show off with the 3rd highest home appreciation rate in the entire state. Median home price, $300,000. Home appreciation, 97%, 2017 to 2023. First-time buyer ranking, number 1 nationally. Millennial home ownership rate, highest in the region. New construction, abundant inventory. While every other city was pricing out first-time buyers, Palm Bay rolled out the red carpet and said, "Welcome home, here's your equity growth." The millennial home ownership rate is absolutely bonkers. These are the people who will be buying, selling, and upgrading homes for the next 30 years. They're not just residents, but the economic engine that will drive this market for decades. New construction is everywhere, which means inventory is abundant, choices are plentiful, and bidding wars are extinct. You can actually negotiate, inspect, and make rational decisions instead of throwing money like you're at a casino. The quality of life metrics are off the charts. Good schools, safe neighborhoods, reasonable commutes, and enough entertainment options that you won't die of boredom. It's suburban life for people who actually want suburban life. But here's the Palm Bay plot twist. The appreciation rate of 97% happened while maintaining affordability. That's unprecedented. It means the growth is sustainable, the demand is real, and the future is incredibly bright. Palm Bay cracked the code on inclusive prosperity. It's a city where normal people can build wealth through real estate without winning the lottery first. But if sustainable growth and affordability sound too good to be true, our number 1 city is about to prove that sometimes the best really is saved for last. Number 1, Jacksonville. Jacksonville, the largest city in the continental United States by land area, the most undervalued real estate market in Florida, and the place where smart money is moving while everyone else is still arguing about Miami. Median home price, $350,000. Annual appreciation, 6%. Job growth, 4% annually. Economic diversity, trade, tech, healthcare, military, finance. Population, 950,000 plus metro area. Coastal access, 22 miles of beaches. Here's what they don't want you to know about Jacksonville. It's everything Miami pretends to be at half the price, with twice the opportunity. The economic diversity is absolutely staggering. We're talking about a city with a massive port, a thriving tech sector, multiple military installations, world-class healthcare systems, and a financial district that actually matters. When one industry sneezes, 4 others say, "Bless you and keep growing." That 4% annual job growth means people are moving here, spending money here, buying houses here, and driving demand for everything you might want to invest in. But here's the Jacksonville jackpot: 950,000 people in the metro area, and most of America still thinks it's a small town. The secret is getting out, but slowly. Every month, more people discover that Jacksonville has everything they want at prices they can actually afford. The coastal access is the cherry on top. 22 miles of beaches, but your house payment doesn't require a second mortgage for flood insurance. You get the lifestyle without the catastrophic risk. The cultural scene is exploding. Professional sports teams, world-class museums, incredible restaurants, and a music scene that would make Nashville jealous. It's a real city with real amenities, not some retirement village disguised as urban living. The median home price of $350,000 gets you into a market where appreciation is steady, demand is growing, and supply is manageable. It's Goldilocks real estate. Not too hot, not too cold, just right for building serious wealth. But here's the real Jacksonville secret. The smart money already knows. Tech companies are relocating here. Financial firms are opening branches here. Young professionals are choosing here over expensive coastal cities. The migration is happening. Most people just haven't noticed yet. Jacksonville is what happens when a city has everything going for it but hasn't figured out how to charge Manhattan prices yet. It's the opportunity of a lifetime hiding in plain sight. Here's what just happened. I just handed you a roadmap to financial freedom disguised as a real estate countdown. These 12 cities are wealth-building machines for people smart enough to recognize opportunity when it's still affordable. While everyone else is panicking about Florida's insurance crisis, crime rates, and climate risks, these cities have quietly solved those problems and started printing money for their residents. But here's what nobody's telling you. This window is closing fast. Every month, more investors discover these markets. Every month, prices inch higher. Every month, the opportunity gets smaller. The choice is yours. Keep waiting for the perfect time and watch these cities become unaffordable, or recognize that the perfect time is right now, while you can still get in at ground level. Still, you know we won't tell you the best cities without showing you which ones to avoid. Our next video breaks down the top 12 worst cities to buy a home in Florida in 2025. Click on it to learn more.